Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Initiative Order, and welcome to the Throne of Thorns, Episode 20, a Symbaroum adventure. Before we dive into today's story, let's go ahead and meet our wonderful players for the day. And also, chat, if the audio sounds off at all, please let me know. It's my first time setting up tech for this game, so if there's anything going on, just drop us a message. But let's go ahead and start off with Coral, please.
Hi, friends. I am a very snotty coral today, and I'm playing Agithe, or Aggie for short. She is our mistress of potions and poisons, and officially not the one who has set the most fires in the group as of last session.
Very true. All right. And let's throw it over to a familiar face who I'm super, super excited to have back here, Christine.
Hey everybody, I'm Christine, and I will be returning as Laerke, the retired Wrathguard who's been off doing who knows what. We're about to find out.
Excellent. Thank you so, so much. And as for myself, my name is Nate Ridenauer, and I will be your storyteller for this journey. With that, let's go ahead and dive back into the world of Symbaroum. And welcome back in. So, before we dive into today's adventure, just a quick little recap of what took place last time. We had our wonderful poison master Aggie working with one of our witches, the wonderful Kinlegelana, as your companions were resting and meditating back at the Rose Inn. The two of you continued your investigations into the sinkhole that has appeared, where all this corruptive energy seems to be pouring out of into the streets. In your investigations, you've come across individuals from the past, individuals who fought directly in the war, who are still living with the effects of some of this corruption, trying to hide it from the general public, but you were all able to kind of discover some of it and now have some knowledge and insight into some of the individuals around Thistlehold to leverage or use however you all see fit. However, it was very recently brought to your attention, though, that 3 Templars had arrived in town in possession of a tablet from deep within Davokar. This tablet, not entirely certain what its significance is. You just know it's a copper tablet that the Queen of Ambria has her eyes on and is desperately trying to get into her possession. Coral, Aggie, you and Keen had gone to investigate the three Templars. You quickly discovered that they were the three that you encountered at the sinkhole, the three brothers. You were able to kind of track down the tablet's location to an inn called the Winged Ladle. Kind of this beautiful inn situated at the top of this massive tree on the east side of town. Making your way up the stairs, you were able to track down the room the Templars were staying in, where you, Aggie, went in and had a conversation with Leohan, the youngest of the Templar brothers, discussing kind of playing it off as you were checking in on him and checking in on his injuries to see how he was doing. You could see that upon inspection of some of his injuries, most of them healing well except for on his thigh. You were able to see some of his veins had this black ichor running through. But luckily it almost seemed to just be pocketed and contained within the small pocket on his leg. Upon kind of questioning him deeper about the injuries and about the ongoings, you could tell that his mood very, very quickly changed and that he wanted to shut down the conversation and very politely invited you to leave, as he and his brother were also leaving to head back to the Sun Temple. On your way out, Keen had decided to make her way over towards the kitchen area of this inn, and using her witch powers was able to bend the will of one of the cooks back in the kitchen, causing him to start a very small grease fire that quickly blew up as you noticed one of the waitresses kind of running over with a large pitcher of water, throwing it onto the grease fire, obviously causing it to spread even farther and more quickly through the kitchen. As the two brothers were kind of ushering the guests out, you were able to sneak back into the room, look under the bed, and where you found this wooden crate. Taking the crate out, you and Keen both exited out of the inn. As the two of you were leaving back down towards the streets, you saw a lot of the night watch running up the stairs, getting ready to help put out this fire. A lot of them carrying these large blankets to just douse this fire out. However, while walking the streets, you opened up, or no, you did not open up the crate. You went and met back up with the individual you were supposed to take the tablet to. Upon this meeting, he opened up the crate and was immediately aggravated at the two of you as the crate was entirely empty. The two of you then decided to kind of calm down his situation, take your leave, and began discussing whether or not you want to even give this tablet to the Queen or take it elsewhere. Kind of coming to grips with whether or not the Queen truly does have the best intentions or not. So while the two of you are heading back towards the inn to discuss the next movements in your plan, we're going to go ahead and rewind time just a little bit to a couple days prior. Back when our group was at the
The first fire.
The first fire area, yes. The heretic's house, as he's been labeled. The house of Father Sarvola, an individual who helps the poorer individuals of Thistlehold through means of feeding them, giving them care. This individual firmly believes that the church has too much power and that more power needs to be given back to the people, hence being labeled a heretic by the church themselves. While you were at this individual's home, a group of thugs carrying lanterns came out trying to set fire to the heretic's house. Aggie, you were able to kind of knock some of the lanterns out of their hands as they were walking out of the alleyway, resulting in two structures being lit on fire. And as these structures were burning, Laerke, you took it upon yourself to run into one of the structures to help get anybody out who might be in there. Upon evacuating the building, you came crashing out of one of the windows, all of your coverings very much doused in flame and just burning away at your skin, and you took off running down the street, peeling off what you could, trying to keep yourself covered. Making your way back over to the caravan, which is parked at the Night Watch garrison. You're able to quickly shove your way through the street, making your way over to the caravan where you kind of dove in, got all your burnt articles of clothing off, and were able to change into something less singed and get your coverings back about you. However, upon returning back to your cart, you notice there was a message pinned. You tore the message down and you read it, and it was a message directly from the holder of Karvasti. And it read, Laerke, I know the work you are doing right now is very important, but there's something more urgent that I need you to look into for me. One of our artifacts, one of our ceremonial cloaks, was taken. As the priests of Karvasti were transporting it, they were attacked, slaughtered, and the cloak taken. This cloak is a very, very powerful artifact of Symbaroum, and in the wrong hands could do some serious damage. We can't have it walking around the forests in the hands of the Ambrians who don't know how to use it. Please retrieve it. We've been told that they are near in Thistlehold, close by to your location. Track it down. If you wish to use it yourself, by all means, please do. I know you're somebody we can trust with it. And upon your return to Karvasti, please, we just ask that you bring it back in one piece. And from there, you quickly scrawled a note to your companions saying you'll have to be on leave while you look into this matter. And you took off. And as you were gone for quite a few hours, it was at that point, Aggie, that you returned to the cart and found the note from Laerke. But Laerke, in your journeys throughout the woods, it didn't take you long, as you being one of the clan members from the barbarian clans that kind of patrol and live along the borders of the woods, you know this area very, very well. And after about a day or so of investigating, you track down a group of 4 treasure hunters.
Illegal.
And you could see that they were all wearing very important robes that looked very similar to the priests of Karvasti. You could see that they were just kind of parading around them, getting hammered, drunk off their asses as they were just kind of celebrating and laughing about this very easy artifact that they have just obtained. Easy enough for you. You went in, swords, claws, axes out, taking them out one by one. Upon leaving a nice little bloodbath behind you, you were able to receive this garment. Now I ask you, upon retrieving this cloak, would you put it on, or would you carry it with you?
I honestly don't think that. I think that I would just carry it with me because I feel like, yeah, I'm just like a guard. I don't know that I would feel comfortable with wearing something like that at the moment. They said it was powerful though, so I think I'm gonna keep it close just in case.
Okay. No worries, I'll keep that in mind.
Until I can bring it back.
Fair enough. Okay. This cloak now in your possession, packaged very, very neatly and with a lot of care, you were able to bring it back towards Thistlehold. And you return, you see the familiar palisade, the large gates before you. As you enter back into the town, you see the streets filled with many Ambrians going about their day, shopping, talking about the ongoings. Many of them still whispering about the sinkhole. Thankfully, from what you can gather, nothing new has crawled out of it. It seems to be very much under lock and key by the Night Watch. However, still very much present.
Mm-hmm.
But as you return, where would you like to go? You've got the cart. You know that your friends are situated at the Rose Inn, as you were present when the mayor had given you permission to stay at that inn and kind of use it as your home base of operations.
Mm-hmm.
The actions are yours. Where would you like to go?
I know that well, I guess I would probably head back to the inn, because if I'm looking for my friends, if they're not here at the caravan, then they're probably at the inn or off setting something on fire. So I'm going to, Lark will head towards the inn. I'm gonna keep the cloak on me. I'm gonna have it like under my armor, like tucked away, like against my chest or something, and head to the Rose Inn.
Okay, excellent. And just to give you an idea of what this cloak looks like, it appears to be very, very well made. It's got kind of like the stiff collar up on it and these very broad shoulders. And if you were to throw the cloak on, it would probably hang down to just below your knees. This cloak itself, you would recognize is made out of the hide of a biogorn, which is essentially this incredibly large, bear-like looking creature, just with some more twisted, like fangs kind of protruding from its lower jaw that kind of twist up and out. And these creatures you know to be incredibly aggressive as well, should you come across them. But this cloak, the fur, very, very this deep gray, smoky, beautiful looking color. Very, very nicely made. But you now have that in your possession as you begin heading towards the Rose Inn.
Mm-hmm.
Aggie, you and Keen arrive back at the inn. Each of you making your way up to your respective rooms, Keen closing her door for the evening. You can hear, as you're kind of settling into your room, what sounds like Keen speaking this very, very deep, guttural, almost elvish incantations under her breath. And it goes on for a few moments before it's completely silent.
I'm going to write a little note that says, you might want to be a little bit quieter when you do your magic stuff. And slip it under her door.
Okay.
And go back to relaxing. Chilling, maxing, relaxing on all cool.
All right, easy enough. You slip Keen the note underneath the door back to your room, where you begin settling in for the evening. Laerke making your way throughout the streets. Laerke, if you would be so kind as to give me a vigilance check, if you would.
Yeah. First roll back. Oh, man. All right. Yes, 9. That's a pass.
9 is a pass for you. Excellent. As you're kind of making your way through the streets, kind of just refamiliarizing yourself, as you haven't been away long, just a couple days, and kind of keeping an eye out on things, you kind of gaze up across the rooftops, and you see the familiar form of a goblin companion of yours, as he is just very, very much, imagine Kronk from Emperor's New Groove, just scuttling across the rooftops, kind of pushing himself up against walls and kind of looking down and around. And you very clearly see the form of Nrobso as he's just kind of looking down into the streets, looks up, almost like he hears a noise, and just snaps his neck and begins running off in a direction.
Just like blatantly following his movements across the like line of the like town.
you follow him for a few moments as he's just kind of bouncing between a few rooftops before he kind of falls down into an alleyway, and you lose sight of him.
All right.
When you say falls down into an alleyway,
He falls, he trips, and just eats shit and just goes tumbling down.
He makes it work, I bet.
You very much hear the familiar just grunts and groans of just ow, shit.
Turn it into a tumble, like he like hits the ground and he like turns it into a tumble. Like...
Hell yeah, gotta save it, oh, my lord.
But you continue through the streets, making your way towards the northwestern part of town, where you are able to see the familiar building known as the Rose Inn. You approach, you see the large swinging sign, the open archway. As you enter in, there's a young Ambrian man kind of behind the desk. Just kind of looks up and, you're part of the rest of the group that's here, right? It's been a few days. How have you been?
Oh, I'm good. I was away on business. I'm back now, though. Do you know if my companions are all here by any chance?
I believe I just saw two of them come through the, I'm so terrible with names, the white-haired one with the black streaks through, and, the older one.
Sure, thanks. I'm just gonna, like, brush past the guy, like, you know, give him a wave and brush past on my way.
Excellent. And as you're kind of brushing past him, just as a refresher, would you please describe who it is that he is looking at as you kind of enter in here?
Yes. So this young Ambrian man sitting behind the counter would see a pretty imposing figure coming towards him through the door. Very imposing in that if they were to straighten up, it would be they would come off as extremely tall. They have this very hunched over appearance, covered in like this red cloak, red leather armor with really old engraved, images all over it, and this mask, this big mask right in front of their face, like this, hood over. And this is what this poor young man would see coming in after a couple of nights. But yeah, big scary bird lady.
Not you are mutad.
Sorry. His eyes are slightly wide as you enter in, but for a moment he kind of stares, but then he immediately kind of calms down, recognizing who you are, and just kind of gestures towards the staircase for you to go up to the rooms if you wish.
Yeah, I believe Aggie and Laerke share a room, so I'm just gonna head straight up to the room to see if she's in there. She probably, I imagine her settling in for bed, and the door just going woof, and like this big old shape in like the door frame.
Is that exactly what happens?
It is just that, Laerke. If that's how you enter the room, just swinging that thing open, then yeah.
Yeah, Aggie definitely has a moment because it's definitely a little jarring. She's she's a potions girl, so I assume she has a skincare routine. Bitch, if there is anybody who has discovered the beauty of like aloe and shit, it's Aggie. All right.
That's true.
Yeah, she's there just like pampering herself, getting herself all ready, doing her little mini facial moment, and then boom, definitely jumps back. But I think Aggie knows that mask.
And it's not completely uncommon for if it's in the caravan, it's like, woof!
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think Laerke is very delicate with anything. So.
No, Aggie, it's just been a few days, and I wasn't expecting you to be back, but yeah, no. Soon as I turned and see that mask, and just like the figure, Aggie runs over and gives a nice big hug and is like, "Oh my darling, I'm glad you're okay. Oh,
Yes, I'm
it's good
fine.
to see you. It's good
How are
to
you?
see
How are you? Is everything okay? How have you guys been?
Are you tired?
A little. What? I don't like this tone. Did
Darling,
somebody get hurt while I was gone?
no, nobody's been hurt. But I am sure you have been incredibly productive while you were gone. We have gone a lot of places, and they have all ended up nowhere. We've been doing a lot of trying, though. But let's see. You'll be happy to know that that Keen has set 2 fires now, so I am no longer the fire setter of the group.
I'm glad. Good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I think we'll cap it at where we're at.
Yeah, maybe we should, wrap this up and go somewhere less flammable for a while.
Yes, I agree.
Well,
either that or we can, start setting fire to things that need to be set on fire.
are we wanted? Like, did people see us at the... Okay.
Well, no, we're still good. We still have friends.
Good.
Yep, no, don't worry about that. We haven't fucked up that bad.
Okay, good. All right, well, what is it? So, I had to leave shortly after the heretic guys. You guys talked to him. I mean, did we find anything out? What are we trying to do?
So, that guy, Sarvol, I think his name was, he, after the fire, it turned out he ran out the back door. Because, he's smart, he has an escape route. We tried tracking him down, but could not find him. Unfortunately, the party tried finding him in a bunch of different ways. So we stopped pursuing that lead. We started, we kind of tangentially thought we could get some more information to try and find out where he might be at the Queen's, not the Queen's libation, as I originally thought, but the Queen's ligation. 2 very different words. Very, very different.
Yes.
The Queen's ligation is the records holder of the group, or of the hold, and we made friends, Keen and I, with the people who worked there. And then we might have immediately fucked that up. But then also, but okay, no, before you laugh, they asked us to retrieve a tablet from, do you remember those 3 Templar brothers?
I do.
Yes. Well, just to fill you in, the younger one still on bed rest. His wounds were really rough. However, being taken care of by the church. So I didn't get a chance to see him. However, the eldest, still a dick.
Still a dick. That's what I was wondering.
Still a dick. I mean, well, I think he's just very wary. But Leon is still my buddy. unfortunately, between you and me, we need to start supplying Leohan with some dusk water because he's got a little bit of corruption. And we're all in agreement that the church does not do very well with those types of injuries. Also known as, if you're just a little bit corrupted, they're probably going to kill you or torture you. So...
Sure, I'm aware. Very aware.
Yeah. Like I said, we're all in agreement on that one. So yes. However, Leohan, I tried to talk him out of this tablet situation, but he immediately he went from super friendly to I gotta go. So, that's when Keen set fire number 2. And ran and stole what we thought was the tablet out of the thing, but then we took it to the person, and then there was no tablet in the box, and then he yelled at us, and then we were all like, do we even want to work for the queen? And now here we are at the end of another dead end, and I found a really nice gay bar. It's called the Hangman's Pole.
Well, Aggie, I mean, it seemed... Was it just him and his brother in his room?
Yes. The third brother is at the church. Yes.
It seems like maybe one of those 2 people have it. I mean, did you guys try following them? Like, to see where they went with it?
Aggie just gets totally... and she isn't going to respond. She's just immediately going to go back to her skincare routine, but she is no longer like doing her pampering skincare routine. She is pissed off doing her skincare routine. She's all like, are you... fuck, you are so right, but fuck.
Maybe it's just the soldier mentality, but my first thought would have been to be like, I'm following, like, literally their room, like where they lived, just was like, the area was set on fire. So where are they going with the tablet?
Oh goodness.
Right?
Well, I mean, to be fair,
I don't blame you because it's my fault that I wasn't there with the soldier knowledge.
No, I know now why we didn't do that. It's because when we parted ways, we thought we had the tablet.
Oh, I mean, that makes sense. Okay.
It was had the box, which we assumed to be carrying the tablet.
Okay, that's fair. That's good. That's better.
Oh my goodness, my brain is just not working as fast as it did 20 years ago.
You had me worried for a minute there.
I had me worried for a minute there.
Okay, Aggie, listen, it's fine.
I've missed you, darling. It's good to have you back.
I wish I had been there to stop all of the fires from happening.
I wish you had too. The last one didn't end up very good. It was supposed to be small. It ended up not being small. Did you know that nobody here knows how to put out a grease fire?
I believe that. Aggie, let me talk to you a little bit about this tablet. Let's talk about the tablet, because there have been a lot of artifacts going missing from Davokar, and even from I was sent away to take care of something that had also been taken from the Karvasi priests. So I'm very curious. The container that it was being a lot of this stuff is very tactile. I don't know if you know too much about it just because it's Karbasi, culture or whatever, but like things that you touch and you come in contact with, they do things to you.
Mm-hmm.
You
like
know.
leaves a residue or something. Yeah.
Well, it was being transported in a box, and it's an artifact of some kind. If one of the brothers touched it, something could have happened. So I mean, do you have any idea? We know that the brothers, Nathan, we know that the brothers are not super like chill with the church right now, right?
Correct. Yeah, you know that the brothers, they were kind of hesitant with all the discourse going on with Father Sarvola and the church as well. There would kind of the vibe you get off the ones who will talk to you is they're more so just doing their duty, not necessarily for the church, but because it's what they're sworn to do. You know that they're not. They're significantly more willing to chat than other individuals at the church that you've spoken to.
Yeah, it's giving like very like strictly co-workers vibes.
Well, I was just curious because, I mean, you said as soon as you started talking to him, Aggie, that he got all aggro over the tablet, right?
Yeah, as soon as I wasn't like, hey, do you have this tablet? But yeah, as soon as I started like inching over that way, he stopped being. I mean, he was still nice, like maintaining because we've got a good
polite.
rapport. Yeah, he was kind.
But he was immediately like, I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Yes, right. That's when he had to go.
Well, I'm almost like certain that one of those two guys has the tablet, and I'm almost certain that it's what's aggravating the youngest, or it might be aggravating some form of like corruption among the brothers.
So you think? Oh.
I mean, I don't know that for sure because I'm not a witch. I'm not a shaman, I'm a soldier. But like my own experiences with it is pointing me towards something like that. But the problem is like we don't know who has it and we don't know where they went. If they went to the church, I don't know if they would go to the church with corruption on them.
No, I don't. I agree. I don't think that any of us trust the church that much. But I definitely think you're onto something. I wonder if I originally attributed the corruption on the youngest's leg to, or on the on Leohan's leg to the battle that we had been in. But
which could have started it. But if it's growing yes. Corruption requires, from what I understand about it, you got to be around it, right?
So absolutely,
that's my theory, especially if he got really upset when you mentioned it. Could be something happening there, which is bad because he's a Templar. There's a lot of really bad stuff that can happen with that.
Yes.
So that is definitely something we should address.
I will tell you exactly what I told Keen. At this point, we've made a lot of acquaintances. Not a lot of enemies, which is good. But yes, I would say that of these people that I know, I believe I have the best rapport with Leohan, and I do trust him to some extent. I do think he's got.
Can you offer him dusk water to treat him?
That is the goal. We can't go there now. It's late. I've already put on my lotion and my night clothes. But first thing in the morning, we can go to my cart and maybe to the apothecary maybe try to track these two down.
Yes, that would be a good idea. I think that's going to be your best lead.
Yes. Oh, I
Too
am
bad we
so
don't
glad
have
you're here.
Nrobso. He's so sneaky. He'd be able
Oh
to find
my
and
goodness.
stalk those guys, and he'd know exactly what's in all of their pockets by the end of the night.
You should have seen it. You really should have seen it. The night he left, I was doing the same thing, and he did what you did with the door, only through a window. I gotta say, he's such a character.
Yeah. Well, DM, I think that we're just gonna go to bed and deal with it in the morning.
Okay. No worries, no worries. You get your good night's rest in, and you rest very peacefully. Laerke, it's the first time in a couple days that you've had an actual bed to sleep in. You've kind of just been making do of leaves and a basic bedroll that you carry. So sleeping on a nice mattress with a proper comforter and pillow is very, very nice. But the two of you rest easy. Hours pass. Eventually you feel the warmth of the sunshine breaking through the window as it kind of begins to touch your skin as you wake up. You hear, kind of out from the streets, the pitter-patter of many Ambrians as they're kind of beginning to go about their days, shops opening up. You start to smell some baked goods kind of wafting through the air, not from the inn itself, but from a bakery nearby out in the streets. Two of you wake up, though.
Mm-hmm.
Anything in particular you would like to do? Or are you just kind of getting up and heading off to track down these individuals?
I'm gonna take a muffin from the concession stand on the way out, and we're gonna go.
Yeah, like that's the thing. If you let us, we will just shoot the shit over breakfast.
Whole breakfast, so don't ask us to do that, Nathan.
Yeah,
You know what? I appreciate how dedicated you are to role-playing every little aspect of your lives. It's amazing. Okay, so waking up, easy enough, get yourselves cleaned up, all your gear together, heading back down the street, or back down the stairs. As you're leaving, go ahead and give me some vigilance checks, though, if you would.
All right, this is Aggie's first check of
Your
the
first
day.
roll of the day, Aggie.
Oh god, it couldn't have been a cunning check. Hey! 5 out of 11.
All right, you're safe. Excellent.
I got a 10 out of 10.
Meets, you're good. Meets it beats. You're
Okay.
fine.
I wasn't sure.
As the two of you kind of step out of your room, you kind of hear the sound of almost like a sparking energy coming from the room next door, which you know to be Keen and Kovan's rooms. And as you kind of look, you can see just below, there's a little gap at the bottom of the door, and you just see little flashes of light coming out of their room.
I don't think I'm gonna. Do you want? I think they're fun. I don't mess with like witch stuff. You want?
I don't either. However,
Should we not just be like, you good?
I'm not going to ask if. I'm sure they're fine. They're doing whatever they're doing. I just don't want anybody who works here to walk up these stairs and see have electricity. That's not a word yet, probably.
There's basic plumbing. There's no electricity yet in the world.
Oh yeah. I mean, ancient Rome.
It'll be fine.
Aggie is going to grab a sheet and Coral's experience. Coral's experience as a stoner is informing this course of action. Aggie is going to grab no, she's not. She's going to very quietly open the door to Keen and Kovan's room, like, and just kind of like peek in.
You look in, and you see their two beds sitting there. You see Kovaan very much sitting cross-legged in this very deep meditative trance, his eyes currently shut, as he's breathing very, very deeply. And just every now and then you just see these little cackles and sparks of what almost look like green lightning just shoot in the air around him. Keen, a little bit closer to the doorway, she is situated in front of her bed. You can see in front of her there's like a small bowl filled with all these little trinket remains that looks like have been burst and caught on fire and burned to ash. And as she's kind of sitting there, same type of position, only around her you see this bright white energy just circling, almost like a halo above her head. And every now and then you'll see these sparks of black energy intermingled with it that almost looks like ravens flying throughout the halo circling above her.
That's fucking cool. But okay, so Keen is not on her bed. She's in front of her bed, right?
Correct. She's on the floor. Yep.
Fuck yeah. Aggie is going to go to the bed, take the blanket off of the bed, roll it up, and slide it up next to the door.
Okay, easy enough. You slide it, just trying to cover up that gap, I'm assuming.
Yeah, exactly. Like I told you, Coral's experience as a stoner.
Okay, no worries. It's easy enough to accomplish to where you can get that little gap plugged up with one of their comforters.
And I am going to leave a note for them in bigger letters saying, keep your witch shit down. Do not get caught. You will die.
All right, you scribble this note. Would you like to pin it to Keen's beautiful mind board that she has? As you look up, and on her wall she's got all these like scribbles and drawings and just this red thread running between all of them as she's trying to make connections between the pieces you found.
Oh, I am not gonna fuck with that because I do not know what magic I would be getting into if I did that. However, I am going to post it like directly adjacent.
Okay, perfect. Easy enough to do.
But really, keep your witch shit down. You're gonna die.
All right, giant post-it note left. The comforter curled up underneath the door. As you kind of shut it, very, very faint that you hear those little sparking happening. It's not nearly as loud as what it was, and you can't see anything underneath the door anymore.
It's better. It's better.
Okay.
Great.
Door sealed up. You exit into the streets of Thistlehold. Easy enough to grab a couple muffins and baked goods from some of the stands that are lined up along the side of the streets here. The actions are yours. You know that the two brothers, Leohan and Venhall, are staying at the Winged Ladle. You know that Henlone is currently recovering at the Sun Temple itself. The actions are the two of yours. Which direction would you like to go?
Is the Sun Temple in town here? Or did he get shipped away to the Sun Temple?
No, there is very much a large Sun Temple with a very large presence here in town. It's situated towards the eastern side of town, so the opposite side of where you're currently at. And Aggie, you know that the Winged Ladle is to the southeast, so almost on the way to the Sun Temple. You could potentially try to hit both if you wanted to.
Awesome. And the cart?
The cart is just south of your location in the southwest, so situated towards some of the main gates of the palisade. If you were to walk basically just south of where you're at, you'll hit the garrison where your cart is.
Perfect. And sweet. So yeah, Aggie's just gonna be like, so Here's what I'm thinking. Cart, check up on our supplies, see if we have any dusk water. And then, no dusk water. We go and see our friend the apothecary, who we're trying to become best friends with. Then after that, we have the choice of either. I do kind of want to check up on the youngest, if that is okay. Doesn't need to be immediate, but I would like to speak with him.
It would make sense. I think I agree. Let's go to the apothecary. Let's see if they have any prepared dusk water, and if they don't, let's get the ingredients to do so back at the cart. And then I think you should go in under the guise of offering it to him so that you guys can talk more.
Yes.
Just don't even bring up the tablet. Just get in there and talk to him a little bit. See if they're both there. They both need to be present, right? He might say something about getting robbed, or you can talk about the fire or that happened,
Yes.
or whatever, because just like make sure you stay delicate. But at the end of
Yes.
it, I do plan on staking the place out and watching them, so your conversation can go as however you would like it. Don't inform them that I'm with you.
Perfect. Good to know. So you're suggesting we go to see the two brothers, not the one at the temple?
I don't think it's the one at the temple.
Okay, wonderful.
I personally just don't think that he's in connection with this at the moment.
I agree. As a physician, I would like to check on his wounds eventually.
Sure, I understand that. Get in good with this other guy, and maybe you'll be able to do just that.
Perfect.
But yes, I agree. The first stop should be the apothecary.
Wonderful. Well, I guess we're getting a nice early start to the day.
Going shopping!
All right.
Yes, shopping episode!
The two of you making your way down the street, heading towards the apothecary, where Aggie, you've shopped quite a few times since your stay here in Thistlehold already. You approach, you see the familiar Ambrian man as he appears to be opening up his shop. You see him kind of flipping his wooden sign. He just kind of turns as he's opening the door. Ah, Miss Aggie, so good to see you again.
Yes, wonderful to see you too. I come to you with a very specific request.
Please, come in. And he kind of gestures.
Yes, thank you.
And you see him kind of stop for a moment. And he flips his sign back to closed as he shuts the door behind.
He knows. I hobble up to the counter and just wait for him to get behind it. And well, you see, there's a lot going on, specifically corrupting creatures possibly existing and having invaded and all of those things.
Laerke standing in the background looking big and scary, just hovering in the corner of the room.
I love it.
And this individual, as he's kind of like listening to Aggie, he's definitely like kind of eyeballing the back in the corner, because I don't think Laerke's been in the shop yet, so he's just kind of like, Miss Aggie, is that one with you?
Oh yes, no, this is my good friend and traveling companion.
Oh, okay, as long as...
Looks imposing, but all that means is they give the best hugs.
You know what? I can't argue with that. Welcome in. Please make yourself comfortable. I've got a stool back here for you if you'd like a place to sit. I'm not sure it can support a person of your stature.
You just hear a very non-committal, like, tilted, like the crow beak comes up like this. Like, not interested in talking to you, bro. Sorry, not the face of the party.
Strong silent type, that's fair.
Yeah.
Well, Miss Aggie, I've obviously seen some of the things that came out of the sinkhole. So what is it that you're after today, if you don't mind me asking?
Duskwater.
Huh. So you're dealing with a rather large amount of corruption, or a significant amount. I'm truly sorry, but I can honestly say I don't have any. Duskwater is, as I'm sure you're aware, one of the most rare things in existence. I mean, it's only created on the summer solstice.
Yes. I knew it would be a long shot to go to a store. I'd probably have a better time going deep into the forest and asking the witches.
And I will also remind you that Nrobso does have some. He found it.
Sweet!
He found it in the in your investigations where you had found the journals, the war coats, in that large meeting room. Nrobso did find some hidden underneath the floorboards there.
Nice! I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, no worries, no worries.
Sweet.
Wait, what building was that in?
So this was after the Heretic House, when the group was following Keen's familiar, Muffin. Muffin led them to what appeared to be an abandoned 3-story building, where they found this large meeting room table, as well as some of the veterans' war coats and journals. And it appeared to be like an old meeting place for some of the old generals from the war. The same veterans that Aggie and Keen had interviewed and encountered.
Okay.
Yes. And and while you were gone, we made enemies and then kind of friends. I don't know. We're not on as bad of terms as we were, right?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of calmed the tension with Kargoy and his associates, so.
Came to an agreement. It's just
Yeah.
business, baby.
But if I'm not mistaken, we did try to rob somebody. His house? His house?
Nrobso did take a few things from his home. As he,
that was...
He and Keen went to investigate and try to calm the tensions. Yes. That's when they discovered his wife and daughter.
Oh, right! Oh, God. Oh, my God. Yeah, Aggie just has...
She put it away in the vault.
Yeah, Aggie has a "that's so Raven" moment, you know.
Wow.
And she just like slaps Laerke on the shoulder, and she's like, "Oh my goodness, I forgot. I have so much more to tell you." And she'll just communicate all that info later.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. Going back to the apothecary, though, Aggie's just going to say, well, how long until the solstice?
I mean, I'm not an astrologer, so I'm not entirely certain. But
does he have a calendar?
Even when it does occur, though, the church doesn't let anybody near the ceremony. I mean, are you aware of how it's done? Their highest priests and clerics literally weep in the cathedral. And as their tears fall through the sunlight, as it's breaking through the beautiful stained glass, their tears fall through the sun and it's collected in a vial.
Wow, it wasn't until you said it out loud that I realized how masturbatory that is. Oh, yes. I am the church. Let me heal you with my tears. That's
The Lord Prios
a lot.
works in mysterious ways.
I can't argue with that. Fair. Okay. Well,
Guess we gotta just get the ones from. I'm not saying this in character, this is out of character, but I'm
Yeah,
just saying
yeah,
we should probably
yeah.
just get the one from Nrobso, blah blah.
but
My
where the
mouth's all
fuck is
like
he?
mouth's dry. Hold on, let me drink some tea.
Where is he? though?
Nrobso.
Nrobso's still off looking for his missing employee. You're not sure.
Yeah, I saw him run off somewhere. We're gonna have to wait on that.
Yeah. All right. Well, shit.
Can we make the stuff that we use for the temporary effects on Laerke? You know how
isn't
so the
is
dust
that-
water is like a cure-ish. Like it gets rid of the corruption, but I think the stuff that you make for me, just like that's why it comes back. Like I have to keep taking more because
Yeah,
it
yours
just kinda
yours
like,
is essentially like generic aspirin compared to
yeah.
you know.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we can definitely do that. Yeah. Yes. That's a wonderful idea.
We can get the ingredients here, even if you don't have them.
Let's see. Yeah, I'll go ahead and ask the apothecary for what it is that we need. I don't think I've got the ingredients listed.
No worries. So what you make for Laerke is essentially just a simple herbal drink that she takes, once every couple weeks or so to kind of keep whatever's within her at bay. However, should she stop consuming that, things might happen and come to the surface.
Of course.
So it's definitely something you could certainly try if you want to use with Henloan or Leohan, whichever corruptive individuals you come across. It's a simple mixture of rose thorn, thyme, and just a little bit of winter bloom.
Wonderful. Awesome. Yeah, then that's what I'm going to ask the apothecary for. Rose thorn, thyme, and winter bloom. Don't need as much winter bloom as the other two, though.
Easy enough. I think I've got some still in supply, and he kind of goes behind and pulls out a few different jars and places them out in front of you, and you're able to take as much as you like from these jars. They're essentially like large mason jars that he's just collected it in.
Sweet. I'm going to now. What's this guy's name? Coral forgot, but Aggie would remember.
I don't think we ever actually gave this guy a name. We'll go ahead and call him Ranvi.
Ranvi.
Beautiful.
Ranvi the apothecary. I love it. Now, Ranvi, my boy. Unfortunately, today we've been so busy. I haven't had much of an opportunity to run my shop. So I'm somewhat low on coin as of now. However, would you be interested in learning a new potion? I would be happy to do a trade.
Give me a persuasive roll if you would, Aggie.
Oh, that's a 16 out of lower than 16.
Okay.
16 out of 10.
16 of 10.
How much is it?
For the ingredients that Aggie's taken, you're looking at probably just 2 Ortegs.
Oh.
Oh.
That's not bad.
That's nothing. Oh, never mind. I've got 2 Ortegs.
He's not asking for $20 or anything. anything. You know, it's
Yeah,
simple
babe,
ingredients.
I was thinking it was at least like 2 thaler, and I was like, I got no thaler at the moment.
You know what? I thought it was gonna be two thaler exactly also. Isn't that weird? Isn't that strange? I
Look
don't
at
know.
that. Okay, well then, Aggie would know the price of her shit. Strike that. I'm
No
not
worries.
just gonna toss 2 pennies on the fucking counter. I'm gonna fish out the change.
All right, he just kind of slides the Ortegs over to him and puts them in his little coin drawer and shuts it.
Nice.
Remind me one of these days. I have to show you what I use these for.
I'm always willing to learn.
Wonderful. We'll have to come up with a suitable trade agreement or something. And Aggie is just like, well, thank you so much, as always, for your assistance.
Of course. Anything for you. If you need anything else, you know where to find me.
Oh, I do, and you know you'll see me.
Mm-hmm. And it was so good to meet you.
You just see her like throw her head back again, like,
And
walk
Ranvi
out.
just kind of just
Ranvi
Ranvi just kind of awkwardly throws his head back to us. Is that how you
Yeah.
greet that one?
Ah, sometimes it's how she greets you.
Fair enough.
Yes.
You see the like the bird bob.
All right, ingredients in hand. Where would you like to go to next?
The cart. I
Back
have
to
to
the
make
cart, easy
some
enough.
potions.
Okay, perfect. Easy enough. You make your
And-
way back over to the cart.
And feed the moose.
Oh, Tsum Tsum is being very well taken care
Oh,
of.
okay, good.
Yeah, the garrison, they all have taken a heavy liking to Tsum Tsum.
Oh.
He definitely
Yeah.
brings a bit of enjoyment to their dreary lives, being you
Yeah.
know, just on the night watch and not really being able to see some of the more exotic wildlife. So having a moose in their garrison definitely helps them out quite a bit.
Tsum Tsum is 100% their new bestie.
I'm gonna see him and give him big hugs on his nose and tell him he's getting fat.
Easy enough. You make your way back to the garrison, and sure enough, you see your chonky moose companion, who, yes, as he hasn't been getting much exercise, as he's just kind of been stuck here at the garrison, definitely has a bit of a thicker belly to him. But you walk over and give Tsum Tsum a big old hug around his giant moose snoot. He just kind of shakes gently and kind of pulls his head back. Aggie getting to work making some potions.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, go ahead and give me a check for this.
Oh, yeah. Okay, great. That is definitely a success. It's below my cunning score. And I get a no, that's for Green Thumb. That's for harvesting the things.
Gotcha, perfect. But
We need to get out into the woods one of these days. I've got shit for that.
but
Well-
what kind of potions are you making, Aggie?
I'm just churning out, like, I'm doing like a big batch of the potion that I make for Laerke, and
Okay.
I'm trying to, like, do a big batch that I'm gonna pour into several small bottles.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a d6 if you would.
Sweet. Hell yeah, that's a 6.
Excellent. You make 6 perfectly good doses of this medicine for Laerke. So Laerke, you have probably, I would say, about 12 weeks worth
Okay.
of doses.
Well, I'll give her back 2 to give to Leolan
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
when we head over there, and I'll just keep the other 4. So that's probably like, so if it's 6, it's 2 weeks per bottle.
Correct.
Is
Yep.
that right? Okay. So I have 4 bottles, so that's
So you're
8
good for
weeks.
8 weeks. Yep.
And yeah, and it's easy peasy for me to make more.
I have a question. Does it when I use my blood combat stuff, which is the Wrathguard specialty or whatever, does that shorten the length of time? Because that's kind of how I was playing
Oh
at
yeah, it
it.
definitely will accelerate the effects of what's happening
And
in
then
your
I'll have
body.
to.
So you'll have to
Okay,
take it either immediately or shortly after using your abilities.
gotcha. Okay, cool. So I got
Sweet.
8 doses. So essentially, I have 4 doses that I can take maybe in half. Would I take an entire dose or just half?
Uh, Depends on how hard you go with it.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I'm just gonna take it
Cool.
until I feel good,
Yeah, yeah,
essentially.
exactly.
Like, gotcha.
You know, if you're in the middle of a battle and you're just going through all your blood shit, then you're gonna need to take quite a bit. So,
Gotcha. Okay. Cool
cool.
beans.
Okay.
Awesome.
But potions in hand. Next up,
Ooh,
for
the
two of you,
treehouse.
heading towards the winged ladle. Okay. Two of you making your way back across town. Easy enough to get over there. It's about a 20-minute walk from the garrison. If the two of you would please give me vigilance checks, if you would.
That. It's a 6 out of 11.
Okay.
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. Okay, excellent. As the two of you begin to approach, Laerke, your first time being over here to the winged ladle, it's essentially what you see is this large tree that's almost the size of several redwoods combined. As it stands, the tree itself, the base, the trunk goes up probably about 3 stories worth before these large branches kind of extend out. And up above, you see this large wooden landing where a few houses or like house-looking buildings have been built, and just this large winding wooden spiral staircase that wraps around the base of the tree. At the base of the staircase is just a hanging wooden sign that says the Winged Ladle. This is definitely one of the more sought-after hotels within Thistlehold. People who come to visit, this is the place they want to stay.
Okay.
As you both kind of approach and you're kind of looking up towards this house, you can see walking along the edge of the balcony the familiar faces of Leohan and Venhall. As it appears they are leaving and heading towards the staircase.
To leave the building?
It looks like they're, exiting and heading towards the stairs to come down to the street level.
I'm sorry, Aggie. I'm gonna duck out and hide into. I don't want them to know I'm here, so I'm gonna hide into the closest alley and just leave Aggie there, like a shadow. Like
I was about to suggest you do the same thing.
Okay.
I do have a question,
Sure.
just for my own. Do we see any fire damage?
From the angle you're looking at and seeing on the outside, no, you do not.
All right, great. It wasn't that bad then.
So as when you and Keen were leaving, it looked like by the time the Night Watch had got there, it was still pretty much centralized to just the kitchen area. So you think it's probably okay.
So they're probably not serving food right now.
You would imagine so.
Great, but the rest of the place is still open. Okay.
And Laerke, as you're ducking out, go ahead and give me a discreet check, if you would.
Me? Okay, gotcha. Discreet, not very. What do I? Oh, I don't have that good of a. Ooh, okay, 7. Like, right, I have a 7 discreet, so that's like the bare minimum.
But you still pass, though. Okay.
I've just barely passed. Got in
Aggie,
there.
you see Laerke kind of go towards these bushes that are kind of laid out on the side of the road. And Laerke, you kind of go in and kind of duck into them a little bit, kind of backing yourself in. And Aggie, for a minute, you see Laerke's beak kind of sticking out from the bushes. And Laerke, you kind of notice it and kind of push your way, just scrunching in just as much as you can as the little beak just slowly recedes back into the bushes. But you are good as you see Leohan and Venhall coming down the staircase. You can see that they are not in their regular Templar armor. They're wearing more casual robes. However, each of them still carrying their blades at their sides.
Does either of them have a bag?
From what you can tell, they do have. Leohan does appear to be carrying what looks to be like a large leather messenger bag on his side. From the looks of it, it's fairly puffed out, so it's definitely full of something.
Cool. Aggie is going to, as she sees them walking down the staircase, Aggie is going to look up and just say, God, half of me really just wants to do a you. But I don't think so. That's not Aggie. That's Mrs. Doubtfire. Aggie is going to start walking up the stairs, knowing that she's going to run into them, but playing it off that she didn't think she was going to.
Okay. So Laerke, from your position in the bush, as you see Aggie, as she begins very slowly shuffling her way up this large wooden staircase, because I mean you're essentially walking up a 3-story building on the outside of a tree. So very cautiously and slowly shuffling your way up. You get probably about 1 story of the way up before you see, kind of rounding the bend, Leohan and Venhall.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Oh, hello. I was actually just on my way to come see you. Is everything all right? You're not in your usual. I think this is the first time I've ever seen you not in full regalia.
Well, Miss Aggie, when we're not directly on duty or heading for a battle of some kind, you know, we do enjoy wearing lighter clothing rather than the full plate armor all day. It gets a bit heavy after a while.
I can imagine. Well, are you in a rush? If you don't mind me asking?
And Venhall kind of looks towards you and just goes, yeah, as a matter of fact, we are.
Okay. Understood. I'm going to look at Leohan and say, I just wanted to let you know that I have brought you something. I go ahead and tap my bag. I'm going to just say, don't think it's not what we talked about, but I think it might be something helpful. But I'd prefer to discuss it in private, if that's okay.
Of course. I'll be back later towards sunset. You can find me in my room here.
Cool. Wonderful. I look at the stairs and I'm going to just say, well, I wish I had not started walking up these stairs then. And I'm just going to motion and say, well, it was lovely seeing you boys. And I'm going to say, especially you, Venhall.
And Venhall just kind of looks towards you and just says, yeah, have a good day. And he just kind of shoves past you and just continues walking down the stairs.
If he shoves past me, I assume that means Leohan has not shoved past me yet.
Leohan, he's kind of standing there and like offering you an arm to kind of help you walk back down the stairs.
Awesome. Oh God, he's my boy. Oh, I love him so much. We're gonna be best friends. I am going to gladly take his arm. Just say, oh, thank you. I appreciate you. And I'm going to just whisper under my breath and just say, what's with your older brother?
He's just always been the more cautious and wary type. Please don't take it personal. He doesn't like anybody.
I understand. I certainly, I know people like that. However, between you and me, don't be shocked if I make it my mission to get a smile out of him once or twice.
Oh, if anybody can do it, it would be you.
Well, if you've any tips, please feel free to let me know.
Ah, I mean, he helped raise me, and I still don't know the man.
Yeah. That, unfortunately, is all too common a story. But I understand. Are you two at least on okay terms?
Oh,
You
yeah.
trust each other?
Of course. I mean, he's saved me more times than I can count, and I've always got his back as well.
Wonderful.
You know, again, I know he's got a bit of a rough exterior, but you'd be surprised with how aligned our values are.
In all honesty, I'm not surprised at all. It takes all sorts to make a world, and yes, you need all types of people to get the job done. So,
Indeed.
for every Leohan, there must be a Venhall.
Very true. And it's at this point the two of you have kind of reached the bottom of the stairs, and Van Hall's just kind of standing there with his arms crossed, just kind of looking up at you and Leohan. And he just kind of does one of the quick little, like...
Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and give Leohan a really nice tap on the arm, a thank you, and say, well, seems you must be off. I will be back here at sunset, and we can... You want to grab dinner?
Oh, perhaps a meal would be nice. I'm happy to pick something up on my way. Unfortunately, the restaurant is currently closed down upstairs.
Yes. I was definitely trying to do my best hobbling down the stairs as the watch was running up the... It was chaotic.
Luckily, the damage
last time
wasn't too severe, so...
Thankfully. Well, perhaps we could... Yes. I will let you go. We will meet back here.
Excellent. I look forward to it. And he and Van Hall take their leave. And immediately you notice they are not heading in the direction of the Sun Temple.
Great. Can I make a discreet check?
Absolutely.
That is an 11 out of 14.
Okay, excellent. As Van Hall and Leohan begin walking away, are you trying to sneakily follow them, or are you just trying to lay low? What are you trying to do here?
Yeah, I am going to try to sneakily follow them.
Okay.
Yeah, just kind of like Assassin's Creed. As soon as their back is to Aggie is going to put her hood up, and she's going to tuck her bag away in her cloak, and she is going to just start.
Excellent, and it's very reminiscent of the days when you would train Laney in your organization. You pull that hood up, and it's almost like you step back in time, and you get hit with just this invigorating energy as you just begin getting back into that role and sneaking and following. And Lyric from the bushes, it's almost like you see a new life breathed into Aggie as she pulls her hood up and just begins almost like it takes no thought or skill as she just begins following along behind.
I love it when she gets sneaky. Same.
Okay. Two of you are going to continue to follow the brothers. Give me discrete checks again if you would. This time there's going to be a +1 modifier to this though. So +1 to whatever you roll.
I got a 4.
Okay.
We good.
I got a 13 on the die. which makes it a 14,
Mm-hmm.
which meets my discreet.
Still meets.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
Lyric, I imagine you're probably going down one side, Aggie down the other, as you're kind of sneaking through and watching these brothers. You see Aggie almost like trip on herself, but she very quickly catches herself. And you see the brothers for a moment just kind of stop. And you see Leohan just kind of bend over and looks like he's adjusting his shoe. And they continue walking. You continue following them through the streets, and you see them actually heading just outside of the palisade, out of the main gates, to the south side of town.
So, like,
Isn't that
past
where the hole is?
No, so the hole is situated towards the north side, so basically the north side of town, you have a gate which opens up to basically the Davokar forest. They're heading down the south side, so out towards the kind of the large clearing of the valley.
And they're like walking past the like that's where the cart and the guards are. That's where the watch
They're
is
near
situated.
that main gate. Yep.
Okay, cool. And they're like, but they're like going
Outside
past. Yeah.
They're exiting out of Thistlehold. Yes.
Oh damn! This is the first time we've been outside of Thistlehold.
Aggie got her dreams come true.
Since we got here.
Is there a lot of foot traffic coming in and out of that gate? Like, are we able to follow them out there without them seeing us?
There's a handful of people. It's not like massive crowds coming through. As you're kind of looking at it, it's very similar to what you see kind of behind me here. And you can see that there are some large, like, supporting logs situated, help holding up the palisade that you might be able to kind of duck between the fence and the support to try to stay low if you want to. But you see the brothers as they kind of exit out of the hold and begin walking just a small dirt road.
Is it going into the forest?
No, they are on the opposite side of town. So the forest is nowhere near where you're at currently.
Okay.
Going into the valley. So, like, yeah, I mean, we've both traveled quite a bit.
Yes.
Do we know what is beyond, like, what they might?
Yeah.
Yeah.
An idea of where they might be heading?
Can I have a picture of a map?
So originally, when you had all first arrived into Thistlehold, this is the main gate that you came through on your cart. So you definitely would have spent some time coming through the Titan Pass, traveling through the valley into Thistlehold. It looks like that the area they are walking towards is like a small, almost like farmland area situated just outside of the hold.
I mean, it could be a rendezvous point. A barn.
Can I? I'm gonna go over to Laerke and try to kind of confer. Just say, goodness, I don't. Go ahead.
We just need to keep following them somehow.
I know. It just becomes more and more difficult.
Sure.
Outside of the city. If they were in the forest, it would be easy, but not the plains.
Well, it's farmland, right? Are there a lot of crops right now? Like, are there bushes and things that we can, like, crawl, Assassin's Creed style through the tall grass?
There are a few sections of this little dirt road that are slightly overgrown with some taller areas where you could potentially try to crawl your way through. But go ahead and give me vigilance checks here as well, if you would.
Okay. I'm pretty vigilant. That's a pass.
Okay.
Yep. 9 of 11.
Okay. So as you kind of...
I got a 1. I don't know if that matters.
Nat 1, excellent. Okay.
I got a nat 1. I don't know if that's important or not. I just thought it was a regular pass.
Sometimes it plays a role, sometimes it doesn't, depending on the task. As you kind of step through the gates, though, Laerke, keeping an eye on them, you see that they don't walk super far down this pathway. probably only about 100, 120 or so feet before they come to what looks to be this little small plowed out area of land that's kind of fenced off. And you can see that they walk through just a little wooden swinging gate. And in this area just beyond the fence, you see there are two buildings. One of them a little bit larger, and the other one just appears to be like a small little home situated on this area.
Do they look like they're heading closer to the home or to the larger building?
It looks like they're heading towards the larger building.
Okay, that's what I thought. Now, I'm gonna keep to the bushes and I'm gonna try to get close to the building as well.
Okay.
I'm at this point not terribly worried about Aggie. I think she can take care of herself. So I'm
Sure.
just going to like focus on keeping myself hidden.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, would you have pointed that out to Aggie of where they were?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that we've had enough time together that I can just kind of like motion towards where I think they're heading, and that's my symbol.
Perfect.
Signal.
Between the soldier and the ex-assassin, I think you two can figure that out. So
There's probably a crossover of the
yeah,
lingo a
yeah.
little bit in the
Yeah.
workplace.
So Laerke, go ahead and give me
Can I
another.
breach?
Give me another discreet check here, if you would, please, Laerke.
You got it.
Yeah, and Aggie has something to respond to.
Pass.
Pass. Okay. Excellent.
Barely.
So, Aggie, you see Laerke kind of sticking through the bushes, making her way over to the fence line near the larger building. As Laerke is heading that direction, Aggie, what would you like to do?
Yeah, Aggie is just going to take a nice deep breath, and Aggie is going to yeah, I don't want to go.
Okay.
He friends.
Gotcha.
Aggie doesn't want to accidentally get caught and wreck the rapport that she's trying to build with Leohan.
Okay. No worries. So you're just kind of hanging back, keeping an eye on the situation.
Mhm.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Perfect.
Laerke hasn't been part of the group for a while, so it's all right if she gets caught.
Sure. No worries.
Oh yeah.
Laerke,
I'm already a heretic by default, so I'm untouchable though. Immunity from the law.
Laerke, go ahead and give me a vigilance check if you would.
Vigilance. Okay. That's a fail.
That's a fail. Okay. No worries. So you can't quite overhear what's being said between the two brothers as they're walking. That you can hear. It seems like they're talking in some way from their body language, but you just can't quite pick up on the conversation.
Okay.
As you see the two of them kind of go over and walk into the larger building.
Both of them went inside?
Both of them went inside.
Okay. Is the building got like, well, I want to get up against the side of the building. Is there anybody else out here?
From what you can see, no.
Okay, so I'm gonna like circle, if I can like circle around from where they went in so they don't have like a view out. And
Yeah,
then, like,
definitely. You can continue following the fence line around the area. It comes to a point where the fence itself goes up against the building, so that way you can start kind of sneaking along the side of the building itself. And on the side of the building, you do see a large window.
Okay.
So if you'd like to take a peek through there, you certainly may.
Just like in the very corner, like this, just like.
Okay. As you kind of go over and kind of pop your head up, trying to look through, you see the two brothers as they kind of enter in. There's a large table situated towards the center of this room as Leohan kind of takes his messenger bag and just starts reaching into it, and you see him pulling out all these different objects that are kind of wrapped up in cloth. He starts to unfold them all. And as he's unfolding them, you see that there's very large like loaves of baked bread and very large cured meats that he's just kind of opening up and setting out on this table.
Mm-hmm.
And coming from another room, as you're kind of looking in the window, Leohan's setting things up on the right-hand side, you hear footsteps coming from the left. And inside this room, this large figure appears, walking towards the table. This individual appears human, but is significantly larger than a regular human. They probably stand 8.5 feet tall, very, very muscular build. You can see that they're kind of just wearing this tattered vest and these kind of like beaten up, dirty canvas pants. You can see that all along his arms are just all these different wounds that are kind of festering and leaking. They look severely infected with a bit of, almost looks like a pussy substance just kind of dripping down them. His face, very scarred. His hair, almost non-existent, almost like 90% of it has been burnt off, and there's just little tufts kind of growing out of his head. As he just kind of comes stumbling into this room, walking over towards the table. Go ahead and give me a vigilance check, if you would.
Vigilance. I have a theory. I have a theory.
I have a theory too.
7 out of 10 for vigilance.
7 out of 10. Excellent. Okay. You hear Leohan as he kind of looks over, just says, Alame, it's good to see you're alive and doing well still. We bought you food. Please, come sit. And this large hulking individual kind of walks over and taking one of the chairs and just sits down at kind of the head of the table and just begins grabbing food and shoveling it into his mouth. And Van Hall just kind of looks towards him. It's still safe, yeah? And this large Hulk just kind of nods its head and just continues eating. And Leohan just kind of sits back and... So, Alame, how's the day been? You know we don't like to keep you out here, but you just... the Ambrians won't accept you like this. And Alame is just kind of shoveling his face full of food and just kind of looks towards Leohan, and as he kind of opens his mouth to try to speak, you can see that a lot of his teeth are kind of broken off and missing. And he's just kind of speaking in like these guttural grunts, like he's trying to say something, but just can't quite get the words out. As Leohan's kind of sitting there trying to have a conversation with him, Van Hall is just kind of standing and just kind of pacing back and forth. But that is what you see inside this building currently.
Am I able to see if this is... So this was the larger building. Is it just a high roof, or is there a second floor?
It appears to just be a high ceiling.
Like a barn?
Basically, yeah. Essentially.
Okay. And then do I see any... Did this guy come out from like a side room, or is this an open floor plan, like a barn?
As you're looking, it appears to be kind of an open floor plan. From the window you're looking at, if you look towards the left from the area he came through, there's almost like a half wall built there. So you can't quite make out what's on that other side of where he came from.
Okay. Did I see them empty out the entire bag? Everything in the bag was food?
Oh yeah, it appears that Leohan pulled out every bit that was inside this bag.
Okay. And it just sounds like they're just having like a regular conversation or whatever.
Yeah, Leohan's definitely trying to talk to this guy in just basic questions like, you know, how you doing? How's your day? What's the food like? Are you feeling okay? And this large hulking mass is just kind of grunting back in response.
Okay. I think that I'm gonna head back to Aggie. I'm gonna stealth back to Aggie and just motion to go back into the gate, because the caravan's right on the other side of the gate. Like there's we could be
Yeah,
there.
yeah, the
You know what I
garrison's
mean?
set up
So,
right there.
yeah, I'm like going like this.
Yeah.
Okay, give me
Let's
one
go.
more discreet check, if you would, Laerke, as you're exiting this area.
You got it. What is? Oh shit! My computer fell. Here we go. Okay, 6. Okay.
Oh,
Six
just
out of 7.
barely. Okay. You sneak your way back out towards Aggie. Aggie, you see Laerke kind of motioning back towards the palisade.
We had an entire stealth mission and it was a success!
We didn't have to set anything on fire.
And we know fires! Pipe!
Okay. Caravan, let's go.
All right, yes, to the cart.
All right, the two of you make your way back inside the palisade, entering back into the garrison area. As you enter in, you see the familiar face of Captain Marvello as they kind of come up to you and just, Miss Aggie and Laerke. It's been a couple days.
Had some business.
Huh. Well, I'm not even going to try to understand your business. But, are you well? It's good to see you.
I'm gonna shake his hand, just like, the friendly, like, oh, hey, what's up, homie?
Yeah.
Like, shake hand. We're good.
Well,
It has been one session since our last fight.
it's great to see you again. Unfortunately, I've got some fresh recruits to get back to training. And hey,
Oh.
put that down. Sorry, they're
We will
Still
not
fresh.
distract you. Off you go.
yes. You know where to find me if you need any help. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Let's get back into the caravan, because I'm gonna kind of discuss with Aggie.
Sure. Easy enough. You crawl back into your caravan. You can easily enough pull the curtain shut on it. And the two of you have your space. The actions are yours.
I am almost... Alright, Aggie, here's the deal. Brothers are definitely hiding something. From the church, from I don't know who, but it's in that building.
Did you see what it was?
I didn't see what it was. I only heard a little bit of talking, but you're not gonna like what's in the building with the thing. They have some sort of it's most likely a corrupted individual of some kind guarding whatever it is that they have in there. Highly, very, I don't know if it's corruption or if it's just disease, but the thing is falling apart at the seams, it looks like.
Oh no.
But they're talking to it like it's a person. I got a name. I don't know if you've heard it at all since I've been gone. Alame?
Alame. Let me control F my brain.
I will confirm for you, Alame is not a name you have heard yet.
Alame. No. Alame is... That is a completely new one.
Can I confirm, DM, that we know the name of the younger brother?
So yes, you know the three brothers that you know are Leohan, Van Hall, and the youngest is Henlone.
Henlone.
Yep, and you
Yeah.
know, to your group's knowledge, Henlone has been recovering at the Sun Temple itself as he sustained the most gruesome wounds at the fight at the sinkhole.
Yes.
Yeah, I know, but like that's just what they told us.
Mhm.
Is all
Yeah,
I was
totally fair.
thinking.
Totally
If the brothers are being this sneaky about something, now I don't trust them about anything at all. So,
This is a game of
No.
trust. I don't know what you're talking about.
So trusting. Yes, I think whatever it is that they are trying to hide is there. The problem being that the individual in there is quite large, although he does appear to be extremely diseased and falling apart. I don't know if he's contagious. I don't know what he has. This tablet that you guys have been looking for, you said it was made out of copper?
Yes.
I'm not a metal worker. Can copper survive a fire?
And actually, Laerke, why don't you go ahead, if you would, please give me a cunning check, if you would.
Cunning? I'm not cunning. What? I got a 6 out of 5.
6 out of 5. Okay.
Oh.
How about that?
So close, so close. Okay.
That's
No
my
worries.
job.
No worries. Continue.
I mean, I don't want to set another fire. I'm just kidding, mostly. But we do have to get past this guy and search this building.
Well, could you gather what the relation between this corrupted individual and the two brothers was?
They seemed friendly, at the very least. They were treating him like he was a man. Leohan was like, excuse me. Leohan was trying to have a friendly conversation with him, as if he was a normal person. You know, Van Hall being his usual self over there, but even he was not being unkind to the individual.
Would you like to know my theory?
Shh. Hit me.
Well, I believe that this individual either is a former colleague of the brothers, or could even be a relative who sustained the corruption while at work. And Leohan might be worried he's on the path to the same fate.
That's very true. Perhaps they're trying to use the tablet in some way to assist this change. I mean, Go ahead.
It's either that or they are leaving. I mean, we have no confirmation that the tablet is there. However, you did say that you heard them
Discussing something of being kept safe there.
If it is the tablet, then it would make sense that they would keep it with the most corrupted individual, so as to not spread the corruption. Yes?
That's true. Trying to keep it contained, so to speak.
Yes, that would be my guess.
I could see that. Well, at the end of the day, we need to get in there and get
Yes.
and perhaps even put this poor individual out of their misery if needs be. I don't see anyone coming back from that level of decay.
From what I've seen here, there has to be at least some level of hope that we'll figure something out. Otherwise, we wouldn't have seen an old veteran keeping his wife and daughter locked in their basement. We wouldn't see these two brothers having friendly relations with this 8-foot man who's falling apart at the seams, as you say. I don't know. At least for anybody who has sentience, I would like to do my best to leave the decisions up to them. Provide them with options and let them decide what they would like to do with their lives or unlives. I've, you know, I have a past.
Of course.
I mean, I've seen more than one person continue to live, so to speak, and they enjoy themselves. They choose to be here.
That's true. Suppose I can't speak from my own experiences, but at the end of the day, we need to get whatever is in there, I'm assuming.
Yes. I think at this point, one of our best bets, and I hope it's not my own personal feelings speaking and clouding my judgment, but I believe I can make Leohan trust me. And at this point, I very much worry that I don't want to do anything that would at this point break that trust.
Of course. Of course. So we get Nrobso to break into the building, right?
Exactly. Nrobso will do it on our behalf.
He is the key to this operation.
Nrobso has the dusk water. Nrobso is going to break into the building. What else do we need Nrobso for? We'll make a list for him when he gets here.
It's a honey-do list.
Yeah, the honey-do list for our dual-wielder goblin friend.
Our knave, our jack of all trades, Nrobso the Gobbo. Yeah, I guess, is there anything else that was there anything else you guys were looking for besides the tablet?
At the moment, no. That was the latest object that we were looking for because we had failed to find so many other things.
That other guy, right? The dude.
Yes, Sarvola. We still would love to be able to speak with him.
Where did you guys lose the trail at?
Basically at the house that where the fire happened, almost. Well, I do believe a couple of others. Well, I was having a bad day and I needed to take a rest. But I believe some of the others, they might have found a little bit further down the trail, but not anything conclusive. We do still have dinner tonight with the brothers, or at least I do.
Okay, I have a thought. Well, actually, I don't know. We might have to discuss the plan and execute it later. What if you go to dinner with the brothers because they don't know I'm here, and you keep them occupied, and I'll go get the tablet at night, in the dead of night.
From the barn?
From the barn. Well, I feel like we should have more of our teammates with us for this execution, but in general, like, this seems like a good opportunity to ensure that they won't show up.
Yes.
I don't want to split the party, but
I'm just very worried that this figure, I don't want to kill one of his friends.
Well, I won't kill him if I don't have to, but if homie's gonna step, like, I don't know what you want me to do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think honestly, I'm trying to figure out a way to bring up the fact that, not that we know, but I am trying to figure out how to get him to tell me the things that I already know.
Gotcha.
Because, if I can convince him that I can help him with his corruption, am I able to convince him that I can help his friend with his corruption? Will they tell me that the friend exists?
Or did exist? That's all I'm saying. But listen, I understand where you're coming from. If they'll have dinner with you once, maybe they'll have dinner with you another time. So I'll give you the opportunity to do it this way, but at the end of the day, Aggie, you have to know that I'm right? Like, go have dinner, do what you can, but we cannot keep waiting on this.
I agree.
They might move it, you know?
Yes, I agree. Yes, I like the boy, okay? He's nice. He's
super nice. He was super nice to me. Like, I get it. I understand. Like, you know, we can do it. Like, here, I have all the faith in you, Aggie. Please go convince this boy to let us help him and to give us the ancient tablet thingy-majigger. Please do that. Because I don't want to kill this guy. I don't like killing people. It's why I retired.
This is fair. This is fair.
I'm just good at it. That's all.
You know how they say if you find a job you like, you'll never work a day in your life? Well, Laerke was working hard, bitch.
Just didn't enjoy it. Just like, oh God, I'm so good at this, but I hate it.
Brains again. I keep having to clean this shit off.
That's never gonna get out. That's why all of our armor, and that's why the Wrathguard's armor and stuff is dyed red, so that you can't see how much blood is on them, homie. I'm sure I've told you this story. Anyways, dinner with the brothers. See what you can do. You might have more success with Leohan if his brother isn't there with him.
Yes, I agree.
And that guy doesn't seem like the type to want to have dinner with you. Maybe it'll just be he doesn't seem to like any of us, which is fine.
I've been told he doesn't like anybody and not to worry about it.
I haven't actually talked to him, so I haven't met him. I think I've only met I've only met Leohan and the one that's dying. She just does it like super blunt.
I hope he's not dying.
The one at the Sun Temple?
Yes, that reminds. I want to go check on him still.
I can almost guarantee you that he's either dying or already dead. He came in contact with a corrupted creature, and they took him to the Sun Temple, and now the brothers are being like, oh, we don't exactly agree with the way they're doing things. I'm telling you right now, that kid is probably dead already, Aggie. I don't know why you're wasting your time chasing that. The brothers probably don't even know that they essentially sentenced him to death by sending him to the Sun Temple with corruption on him.
Aggie's eyes are just like so wide right now, and she's just like,
Laerke is like part of like an elite group of soldiers that like guarded the highest like authority. Like, she knows how this shit works. I've seen it firsthand how the Ambrians treat their corrupted kinsfolk. Now, I don't know for sure. I've never been in the Sun Temple, but as an outsider looking in, that sure sounds like a death sentence to me.
I don't think you're wrong.
I like being the one that's just like spreading all of these horrible lies about the Sun Temple, probably because I'm extremely biased against them as a barbarian.
Aggie's just gonna be like, I hope you now know what I feel compelled to do, right? I feel the need to go to the Sun Temple right now and check on this, and check on young Henlone.
I mean, you're welcome to. I can't go with you. You think they're gonna let me in there? I got
No.
the Rathguard symbols on me, homie.
I know, but still. Well, what will you do while I go check?
I will. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna go. I think Laerke, even though, so if Aggie ends up going to the temple and then she ends up going to the dinner with the brothers, I think Laerke would be out in that field like, she made a promise, not gonna go into the bar and go do the thing, but I think that she would spend a lot of time just like chilling out there and scoping the area and watching whatever footwork comes, but like, you know, like a stakeout, a proper stakeout.
For sure. Okay. So what we'll do is Aggie, just confirmation that you are heading to the Sun Temple to check on Henlone. Okay?
Yep.
You're heading to the Sun Temple, Laerke out in the field.
Mm-hmm.
And when we come back next week, this is where I will go ahead and start you two off. Hopefully we will have the rest of the gang as well. This is going to be fun with the party completely separated off at this point, pursuing these leads. I love it so much.
Oh, Lord.
Thank you all so much for joining us today. Before we go, let's go ahead and go back around the table. Introduce yourselves, plug yourselves, everything you got coming up, all that fun stuff. Let's start off with Christine, please.
Hey everybody, I'm Christine, and I'm playing the boat rockin' Laerke, our tank for the party. You can find me on Instagram as slumber.jane. You can find me on Twitch as slumberjane, no dot. And we just play video games, and I do a lot of streams like this. You'll see me on a couple of other shows across YouTube and Twitch as well. So hopefully I'll see you guys there.
Awesome. Let's throw it over to Coral.
Hi, friends. My name's Coral Reaper. You can find me on Twitch at Queer Adventure Time and on Twitter at Q Venture Time, because Queer Venture Time was too many characters. The queer, chaotic, community-based streams. Right now, I'm currently obsessed with Total Drama Simulator Medieval Edition, also known as Crusader Kings 3. So if you would like to hear me narrate twisted history and take over Europe and be very gay about it, yeah, let's do it.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And my name's Nate Ridenauer, your semi-friendly internet forever DM, GM, AM, FM, whatever you want to call me. You can find me here, streaming with my friends on the Initiative Order mainly, where I run Symbaroum. We'll be back next Sunday with episode 21. You can also catch me this coming Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for episode 3 of The Gaia Complex. The super cool sci-fi meets vampire society. We'll be streaming that here on the Initiative Order as well this Wednesday. You can catch me kind of floating around the internet and other places too. You can find me across all socials at nride93, where I just kind of post general nerdy stuff and post my schedule about the things I do. So please join me in all the places. I also want to mention that the Initiative Order has an amazing Discord as well. So we'll throw a link down in the chat. Please feel free to jump into our Discord. We run free-to-play community games every month, which are basically non-streamed, free-to-play TTRPGs and other games. So you can come hang out, meet different game masters and different players, and just have a good old time with all kinds of wonderful people in the community. And before we go, just some quick shout-outs to our wonderful sponsors of the channel, starting off with Session Zero Clothing. Session Zero creates some really cool TTRPG-inspired streetwear. If you use code ORDER at checkout, you can get 15% off your purchase through them. Second, we've got the wonderful dice crafters over at Norse Foundry. They create some really cool artisan, like gemstone type dice. If you use code TIO15, you can get 15% off your purchase through them. Sorry, let me drop these down. Nope, Ryan, Bree is on the codes down in the chat. Thank you, Bree. Next up, we've got another super amazing dice sponsor, Mithril Armory. They created some amazing sketch dice, as well as the really cool Puzzle Tin 20s. If you use code INITIATIVE at checkout, you get 10% off your purchase through them. And last, but certainly not least, we have our very own Taryn, aka Valrook, aka Umbral Oculus Dice. She is absolutely wonderful and creates some really cool handmade dice sets. If you use code INITIATIVE, you can get 10% off a full dice set through her. So please check her out at Umbral Oculus Dice. Really beautiful stuff. I think that's everything. Until next time, everybody, stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you all in the next adventure. Have a great day.